will come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. So the Illinois Fighting Illini offense will have the ball first. And are we ever lucky to see these two great quarterbacks in action here today? And Jesse, it won't be long before we'll see them squaring off on Sundays.
Yeah, and these guys can both stress a defense for similar reasons, and we've seen it all year long, right? Both guys have tremendous arm talent, and both guys can hurt you running the football as well. So these defenses are really going to have to be careful with how they try and defend these two quarterbacks. David, this one could come down to which guy has the ball last.
Yeah, which is really, really cool. A big showdown. They know what's on the line. And these are two huge names, you know, brand versus brand, big-time baller versus big-time baller, trying to come out on top. Yeah, defenses, I feel bad for them. That's not what this is about. This is about the QB.
Grabbed in the middle. It's DeLuca.
You know, the short passing game is a great go-to weapon for any offensive coordinator in the first quarter because it's reliable, obviously, but it also allows you to see how the defense is going to react and play. So for coordinators, this can really open up the rest of your playbook for the rest of the year.
The short hand. It's DeLuca. Love to see these third down conversions on offense, and they're out to their own 39-yard line. Illinois picked up the first down. Now here they come again. Making sure they have good balance, keeping it on the ground. Still running at the 40. He flips his field in an instant, and he's got him set up at the 20.
Every time he touches the ball, you can feel the excitement from this home crowd because Palmer, he can go the distance with that game-breaking speed.
You're right, David. He's a special talent. I'll tell you, these fans, they come here to see this guy play because he has game-breaking speed. Stuff you can't coach. You saw it on that play.
Illinois putting together a really nice drive. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Dances away to buy time. He just wisely got rid of that one. The worst thing that can happen to you is to turn it over on first down in the red zone.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throw away.
Lost the fire on second down. Got his man on the right. He was working his way through that goal line. They'll stop him at the 2 after the big play up top. Illinois looking to pay things off on first and goal.
Drive it in.
Push ahead. And he is stopped. Not getting close to the end zone. Line of scrimmage still in the 3.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical. They're facing the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
Tries again to get it in.
Surprise in the opening drive. They keep beating him the football. He shows you all his ability on that TV.
They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Raging Cajuns offense will go to work for the first time. And it was a collection of highlight reel plays time after time last week. He'd love to do that again, David.
Oh, there's no doubt. He showed you he's capable. He showed you the big play ability, and he can make those big plays for this offense. And I think the offense is going to continue to look for him. Like, he is that guy outside that they can trust. Interesting to see, Jesse, the wrinkles off of the way they used him, and if he's going to continue to be the focal point of this offense.
I think he should continue to be the focal point, but I do think they have to move him around. You got to show some different looks, some different formations, get him in motion, stack releases, find him some access. Because there's no doubt this guy can run routes, he can catch the football, and he's dangerous after he has the football. So let's see
just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down.
This offense is just so dynamic because they've got playmakers at all the skill positions, right? We just saw a big play in the running game. Now we see one in the passing game. There's not one dude that you can key on here if you're on defense to try and slow them down.
Try to barge their way in. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Now on 2nd and goal. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Raging Cajuns.
It's just so nice to have a signal caller who can make plays through the air and make plays with his feet like this. Runs in for the touchdown. The defense knows I have to account for him every play. That's my quarterback.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Here comes the Illini offense back onto the field. What a good mix of plays, keeping that defense off balance last time, David.
And Reese, they don't know if it's run or if it's pass. They got them right where they want it. This defense doesn't know how to react from getting punched in the mouth on that last drive.
So on this next drive, David, I think you keep running the football because that sets up the play action, it sets up the RPO game, and then you keep this defense guessing.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down when they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk.
Sprinting away. Just making a huge play, and he sets him up all the way down at the 14. Man, oh man, contact was optional. It was like the back was engaging in a lot of social distancing or something.
Yeah, that was way too easy. Defenses is about funneling the ball to the unblocked defender. You could tell they didn't have a clue what was going on. They had to get the ball turned. You can't let him run north-south and try to get downhill like that, especially with that kind of speed.
Well, it's a nice job, too, the quarterback after the play fake there, getting his eyes down the field. He had to get that to his tight end quickly, knowing he wasn't going to have a lot of space to run with that.
Down to the 3-yard line, and that's where they'll have it 1st and goal.
Man, it's so important when you play QB. I got to know when to put some air on it, and I got to know when to rocket that thing in there. Work in the middle of the field. He knew he needed the rocket. Threw it in there. Great job. Great catch.
And he'll be stopped for no gain, still sitting at the 3-yard line.
Great job at contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened there.
How about these two running games so far? Dominance on the ground as we look at the first quarter stats. They'll try to open this quarter by sticking it in the end zone here. They'll go north in the air on 2nd down. Fired in from the red zone for the score. I don't know exactly what the defensive coverage was, but it certainly wasn't part of the plan to leave it that wide open.
Well, I don't think they know what their defensive coverage was either. How do you leave that big guy open down here in the red zone? You know the quarterback loves the big tight ends in this area. Really poor job by the defense.
Here comes the Louisiana offense onto the field. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. Wants to throw on 1st down. Fires to the midfield.
Nice quick throw there. It's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find their rhythm and to be comfortable and confident. You want to just get the ball out quickly, make it an accurate, easy throw. You can tell that these two guys, they rep that play in practice all the time, and it's now showing up here on the field.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. And the Raging Cajuns come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. In the gun and looking to throw on 3rd down. He's got it on the outside. And the big gain, and they've got it on the 46.
And it's on 3rd downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
Shakes off the defender. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's 1st down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
From the gun, he leaves it with the back. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the 1st down line?
And man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Quick catch on 3rd down. He goes out of bounds, but not before getting it to the 32. He might have expected to see this DB up in his receiver's kitchen. Instead, nice little zone, and they pick up the 1st.
Man, offenses are getting so good, Reese, at seeing the holes in the zone, knowing you're in zone, knowing where to sit down, how to make it an easy pitch and catch for the quarterback, and that's what it was on 3rd and short.
Hey, listen, on offense, just take what the defense gives you. The quarterback looks out wide, he sees the DB way off of the receiver. Throw him the easy hitch pass, he'll take that completion.
Line getting set on 2nd down. Back to pass. Firing to the right, complete. Noses his way through. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Raging Cajuns will snap it on 1st and 10. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Louisiana.
Well, I know it's early this season, but it's obvious already. This guy is a major weapon in this offense. Had 2 touchdowns in his 1st game. He's now on the board right now. What a difference maker and playmaker he's going to be this season for this offense.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Hey, guys, got a final score in a big top 25 matchup today. Louisiana Tech was able to cap off a close one in Ruston with a narrow victory. And that's the mark of a solid program. Pile up wins, build on games like these, and remain focused on the big picture. Never a dull moment when it comes to football in the Mountain West, and that certainly held true again today.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that. It sounds as if they had a good one there. Stopped at the 25 after a 5-yard gain.
I think a trait of a running back that you really look for is a guy that can bust tackles. Man, a guy that can make something out of nothing when it's not there. And just a really good job breaking the tackle, continuing to keep the play alive, and never quit.
They'll get him on the ground, but not before Illinois picks up the 1st down.
You got to have short areas. It's that running back that are doing what it takes to make sure he got that 1st down.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 30. Use the play fake, now to throw. Keeps looking downfield. Rolling on the run. Wide open, he makes the catch. He's loose. Louisiana has it back, and the Raging Cajun offense headed to the field. They'll try to answer that last score with one of their own. A chance here to tie the game with a touchdown drive. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. They'll run it out of the shotgun. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to fire. Makes the catch. They'll run him out of bounds, but look what's on the ground. Penalty marker.
Hold it. Open.
We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. Whistle blows, and this is the 2-minute timeout, and these guys have a chance to take the lead before halftime. And now on 2nd down for this offense. Wants to go up top. Got his man on the outside. And he is going to be forced out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. Tremendous defense there. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long.
Let's get the block.
Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Their pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. And the Raging Cajuns will send out the punt unit. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Here's the return. He was hoping for a little more running room, but they're able to get him down at the 45. The Illinois offense returns to the field. They reeled off a long touchdown drive the last time. They had a much better field position this time around. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Make the stop at the 40, but he's got 15 yards on that one and a 1st down. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. Oh, they're answering. That one never had a chance. Incomplete.
This is going to be a key that we look at this entire game. How can this defense find ways to affect this quarterback and get pressure on him? Because they felt coming into the game, if they could do that, they could affect him and influence this passing game.
Saving tackle at the 17. The new popular phrase for a favorite team not really coming out of the gates quickly is that they're playing with their food. There are a lot of peas being pushed around the plate right now, guys.
Yeah, Reese, they've been stumbling around. They've been making mistakes and shooting themselves in the foot in this game. But David, I think you also have to give credit to the underdog in this game because they're just playing with more intensity. They look like they wanted more.
Oh, dude, when you come out the gates in the first quarter, it's adrenaline, it's passion, it's being talked about as the underdog. As this game goes on,
And he takes it in for the score.
You know, there's so many coaches out there in 2-minute situations at the end of the half with the lead that will just be happy taking the lead into halftime. This guy's staying aggressive, though. Pedal to the metal, David, and you saw it paid off there for the touchdown.
And let's finish this half now. Now, we got a nice lead. Built a little bit of a lead, but the defense has to go back out there. There's still a little bit of time, so get that stop to keep that momentum you just got, and everybody will be jacked up at halftime.
Here comes the Louisiana offense onto the field. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be concerned. If we're a little bit down, listen, I just think this is important for the offense that they can prove. Like, we're here, we're going to create something now that we can build on in the second half.
Coach said all week he wanted to be aggressive. This is a great opportunity to show that right now. At the end of the first half, try and generate some momentum, score some points before going into halftime.
They'll go to the air on 2nd and short. He's got his man, makes the grab. Turning it on. Knocked down, but not before. He gets the 1st down after recovering the fumble. This offense lines up feeling awfully good after that big play. Looking to throw on 1st down.
listen, the quarterback didn't get the completion on that throw, but that doesn't mean you can't try again. Trusting your playmakers outside to push the field and stretch it vertically and make a play for you. It won't surprise me to see this QB take more shots as this game goes on.
They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's first down. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. And as the clock is winding down here in the first half, they'll send out the field goal team. He's going to try to punch one through from 45 yards away. It's good. Easy call for the ref. They cut into that lead. It's now 28-17. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, you've been taking in a magnificent scene there today in Champaign. And in this day and age where quarterbacks chuck it all over the field, how refreshing to see two offenses rely on off-tackle left, off-tackle right, and even a few halfback dives. Physical offensive lines and elusive backs have told the story. A throwback to the halcyon days of 3 yards and a cloud of dust. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at Memorial Stadium.
He'll put total leather and get this second half started. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Louisiana has it back, and the Raging Cajun offense headed to the field. They ought to have some confidence based on that first half performance, but they certainly can't let up in a game like this.
And I think this possession is really, really important. I say that because they've had a lot of success, but they're still losing because the defense can't stop anyone. They need to set the tone here in the second half.
That's exactly that, David. You got to create momentum here early in the second half. You only do that by going out, marching the ball down the field, and scoring right away, trying to put pressure on the opposing offense.
And the pass is incomplete. Jarred loose by the hit.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the bench.
Makes the grab. It's Mung. They were banking on the yards after the catch, but that went into the negative column.
And I'm banking on the ball coming out quick. When I'm a defense and understanding third and short, understand they're going to throw the ball really quickly, try to make a play. The defense knew it, broke on the football, made a nice tackle to force a fourth down.
Here comes the Illini offense back onto the field. An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time.
Delay of game. Offense.
The delay of game pushes the offense back. Here's the snap, ready to cut one loose. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
Well, that looked like it was going to be a completion, but how about the defender making the hit, forcing the incompletion?
They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. The Fighting Illini facing a third and long to keep this drive alive. Catch in the middle, it's Pierre. And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
Man, it's nice when you can depend on your big boys up front to make a lane, and you get 5 or 6 yards. You get 5 or 6 yards a pop. You move the ball down the field easy. defensively, and more importantly, can get this defense to be more aggressive, to bring DBs close to the line of scrimmage, and then that might open up some big plays down the field.
Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game.
Delay of game, offense.
Offense took a little bit too much time at the line there. They'll line up for a second down play. Trying to impose their will with the run. Nice pickup on the ground here. They'll move the sticks with the first down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. You're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical. They're trying to stay on the field.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Back to pass. Finds his man. It's Stewart. Breaks it in the open. Touchdown, Made the grab and took it on in for the score.
You know, quarterbacks and receivers, they develop confidence and chemistry as the game goes on. These two right now are definitely on the same page.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Louisiana offense onto the field. Last time they had it, didn't pick up a first down. Let's see if they can put something together here. Wide receiver going in motion. Got a little space. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Give to the running back. Can't get him to the ground. Out of the crowd, and now he's got room. He'll push his way out to the 38, pick up a 3.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Well, that one goes incomplete, and certainly the quarterback can help his receiver out a little bit by trying to slow him down or make a more accurate throw, but that didn't have a shot at staying in bounds.
Fair catch is signaled and made, and they'll go to work from the 27-yard line. The Illinois offense returns to the field. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone after everybody right now on the same page.
They make the stop after a gain of 3 to the 31. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Looking for space. It's coming. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
If you're going to stop the run game, you better be physical up front on the defensive line. They've got some maulers. They've got some dudes with bad intentions. Nice play there.
Snap in the middle. It's the air. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Nice job by the receiver on the in route there. And how about the speed after he made his break? He was able to actually separate a little bit from the DB, helping out his QB on that one.
Illinois coming out with a 1st and 10. They'll go to the ground. There he goes. And oh no, he loses the ball at the end of the run. The defense got it.
And it was just the impact of the hit that dislodged the football from the ball carrier. There was a heat-seeking missile coming in there, and he knocked that thing loose.
Leaves it with the back. Not enough for the first down.
Bro, and they Don't let me challenge.
A few more runs like that.
Man, that's some bull crap.
That
is some grade A bull crap.
This guy, because he's unbelievable. It's a great job breaking off the big run, and the OC is going to give him the ball some more.
Quickly complete. We'll be run out of bounds, but we've got laundry on the field. Let's see what that's about.
Pass interference. Offense.
A penalty on the play, and it looks like offensive pass interference. Here comes the offense on first down. Out of the gun, the running back has it. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
After trying the running game, let's see if they do it again on second down. Creates a little room. Coming out, attacking from deep in their own end, and they're out at the 26 with the first down.
Because you said that, I'm assuming that a woman who fantasizes about being assaulted is talking about a man who's handsome and tall. You don't want to be assaulted by somebody you're attracted to. So that doesn't make sense to me. Anybody that you appeal to, you don't want to assault you. That doesn't make sense to me.
There
I
was
don't see
one
how that makes
question
sense.
that didn't get answered. How many women answered in total in the world? How many women answered that with that answer?
I don't know what the age of women are. I don't think it matters. I don't think they trying to answer.
Sorry.
No, I'm not sure that would matter. All you would need is to have a statistical enough sample size that it was statistically significant. And these studies that read say that those sample sizes were statistically significant.
Another thing
I think at this
was
point in the game,
funding
on the
those
second half,
studies.
down by as many points as they are, it's going to be really hard for the offense to sprinkle in the run. They tried it there, it didn't work. I think you got to be thinking about the passing game now and start trying to identify playmakers out on the perimeter of the field that can get you back in this game.
So I don't see how that would be a pushing bias against women exactly.
Because sometimes there occasionally is, depending on what's on the study.
Related to that, I have a quick question. She cited this like commonly perpetuated statistic in colleges of 1 in 4. Are you prepared to make the same sort of criticism over the
No, because I was looked into that. I actually have that.
is it invalid?
I think that it is
So
very
women
valid.
have been like full on this in.
Yeah, I would say more than that.
Like DOJ, when you think about the like official, like FBI and DOJ statistics, they actually like they're collecting actual data instead of they're actually analyzing the
Talking to the coaching staff coming into tonight, they thought they had to have success throwing the football if they were going to win this game. And one of the biggest reasons why I'd say they're losing right now is because this guy still hasn't thrown a touchdown pass. The defense has been ready for the deep shots. They're ready yet again. Here late in the game, nice
But
shot.
you said that it was gathered from dating apps. Many women are not on dating apps.
And they finally make the tackle. This will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense.
And this defense has really done a good job containing this superstar quarterback. But now it's a big-time moment. In the fourth quarter, you know the ball's going to be in his hands. Gotta get to him. Gotta ruffle his feathers, hit him a few times, make him feel uncomfortable.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run. And I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
Fantasy scenario to investigate how aroused they became in the study published the Academic Journal of Sexual Behavior participants were in.
And they might have the defense's head spinning a little bit now. Hit him with a big run, now they hit him with a big pass.
So hard to defend both. You know that. Was coverage going on the foot?
drinks, they counted that as SA. Do you think that's SA if
someone is, yeah, no,
wait,
And that is
absolutely.
the perfect
Isn't
way
that
to cap off this
I mean,
drive. This thing
if
started way
both
back
arms
on their
are
2-yard line and then methodically
Sure,
marched
yeah.
it down the field. You saw a
Yeah,
little bit of
okay,
everything on this
if
drive.
both parties
So at
has
the
had
very
2
end,
beers,
you paid
is
it
you
off.
said that's
Really
SA.
nice job running down in the red zone for
2
the
beers.
score.
they still know what they're doing, don't they? I would say it depends on how the beers are. I guess I'm confused at the
That
question.
last fumble
So,
proved to be costly
A man
as
has
they
2
cashed it in
beers.
for a
A woman
touchdown.
has 2
Yeah,
beers.
and so this defense
They
now
have
is
sex.
they're
Is
excited
that
and
SA?
ready to go.
Oh,
This
no, I thought you meant
offense
just that they were intoxicated, that it doesn't count.
Turnovers can be contagious.
We misunderstood. You misunderstood. It's too low. Like, people are super sensitive.
Here they come, first and 10 from the 48.
Results in the study, which also explored another section of fantasy self-esteem.
They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field.
52%
We'll
of
see
women
what
had
that's all
fantasies
about.
about more sex with a man. 32% had fantasies about being full-on armored by a man.
So the decision has
28%
been
had
made, and the coach
had
will take
fantasies
the
about
penalty.
forced oral sex by a
Try
man.
to make up
And
for some of that lost ground on
16%
second down.
forced anal sex.
Wants to go up
And
top.
but y'all see how when the data comes,
We're taking a shot
it's
there.
always a pushback when it comes to
Well,
the
on that
woman's
last deep
perspective.
shot,
Because
it
I've
looked to
been
me like the
meeting women,
quarterback probably
and they
forced
told
that
me
ball into
they
coverage. But
take
you
my, they took my hand and
you
put it
see
on
how they
their
hooked up for 2 touchdowns in the game.
And
I'm
it sounds
thinking the
good,
same thing.
but
Even when
in
he's
reality,
he's open. He's shown the ability to climb the ladder, make contested catches. So I don't mind him taking another shot there.
You
They
don't.
already have a
if someone
comfortable
wants to
lead up by
pretend to
multiple
be
possessions, but
in
they're
a
going to
violent
go
bad
for
luck
it.
with it, I would shut it down. There's nothing soft.
But you trust the person.
I get it, but it still speaks to the pathology of the woman when they were my grandmother and
Quickly down the field.
they correct today.
That you know of.
What's up? Of course, but it's always going to be when it comes to the women, when it comes to men, it's definitely different. Like I just bias. Like I was saying, most women.
Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Illinois coming back to the line with a first and 10. Wants to keep it in the air. He's got it on the run. They'll mark him down at the 2. The excellent execution on that throw and catch. Quick timeout call by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. They'll keep it on the ground to keep this clock moving. To the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Illinois.
And a lot of times late in football games, you'll see offenses get really, really conservative with the lead. I like how this offense didn't go against the clock. They stayed within themselves. They stayed true to who they were. And now, big-time advantage, big-time lead, up by 17 in the fourth quarter.
Louisiana has it back, and the Raging Cajun offense headed to the field. If you like old-fashioned, grind-it-up, run-over in football, that last touchdown drive was for you, Jesse.
That was impressive, man. Great blocking up front and tough physical running by these ball carriers.
And now you wonder how the defense responds. Like, are they going to get way more aggressive, just try to stop the run? I got to do something to break.
Looking deep down the right side. Dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
You know, it's one thing to take shots early in a game and the defense may not be expecting it, but at this point, fourth quarter, you're trailing by a lot. They know you're going to do it. The defense was expecting that one. Great job in the back end.
They'll run it from the gun. And they did not let him get to that first down line. It'll bring up a call here. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. Fourth down attempt coming. Time to take a shot. Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. The decision to go for it does not pan out. Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. To the air on first down. It's complete to the left. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there. Still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Clock stopped. We have reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense just a couple of minutes away from putting one in the offense gets set for second down. Back to pass. Got it in the middle. He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to do it. They ought to be able to run out the clock from here.
And, man, this quarterback has had a day. With that pass, he goes over 300 yards on the day. Really nice job executing, putting up some yards today. Pretty good day for the young man.
Trying to get it in. And the stomping has commenced.
I gotta say, the mental toughness that this team is showing early this season is real impressive. And going down the field and scoring on that last possession, putting themselves in position here to go 2-0, they're answering the bell. This team has leadership on both sides of the ball. Very, very impressive.
Here comes the Louisiana offense onto the field. This offense has pretty much been stuck in the mud the entire game. It's been a frustrating performance, Jesse.
Yeah, and listen, you can't be hanging your head just yet. This game's not over. This coaching staff is still evaluating their players. So if you're on the field right now,
Oh, he's got some space. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
how nice is it as a play caller when you've got a running back as good as this guy, right? I mean, you can just dial up conservative run calls. Nothing has to be too tricky, too fancy. You just know he's going to go make good things happen. Even when it's not blocked properly, he is still finding ways to rip off long runs. This guy now has over 150 yards rushing in the game. Doesn't look like he's slowing down, guys.
They're dealing with a second and long. From the gun, the ground game. Makes one man miss. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop it.
Listen, I'm not one for moral victories, and obviously they're trailing by a lot of points late in this game, and they are going to lose, but it is a good sign if you're the head coach of this team that you're seeing your guys out there still competing and still fighting until there's zeros on the clock.
The offense calls timeout, and they won't have any more left this half. And the Raging Cajuns line up, trying to move the sticks on third and short. Motion from the wide receiver. This quarterback part of their running game. They thought they could just run it on third and short, but this defense was there to make the stop. 1 for 2 on fourth down attempts so far, and we will get a third attempt here. Off the RPO. Looking for the first. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage before he was stopped, but using the running back in the short passing game gives him a first down.